Hi, my name is Tanya and welcome to Utility Jane. It is a cool, rainy afternoon and I am going to cook some comfort food and settle in for the night. We have some yummy things happening. I'm going to start with getting a pizza base made. It is gluten free. I have talked about these bases in previous videos. I have jars that I have all the dry mix in and then add my sourdough starter and some sugar, and I make them at all different ways just to see how easy they are to make. I test them every which way. Anyway, here's my sourdough starter. I'm just pouring it in and getting it going. This time I'm making it with warm milk. I try all different ways. I test to see which ways, because sourdough is new to me, so I test to see what works best, what I can use and what I can't use, what I can get away with, that if I don't have an ingredient, I can use something else. So that is me. Cooking is an experiment, but it very rarely is inedible. Okay, so I've got all the dough mixed up. If you want to see a recipe, you could go to one of my other videos where I've explained about the pizza bases that I make. I'm new to sourdough. I experiment all the time. And that's how I learn. I love to learn. I don't just cook it one way and never change. I am always changing it up. Okay, used my sourdough starter, so I'm refed it, and at the moment we are going through icy poles like nobody's business. And so I worked out this way to make a beautiful icy pole, all full fruit. So I've got a can of pineapple, just pineapple pieces. I've added apple to it, and then I just blitz it and fill them up, and we are enjoying these. I put some in there because it makes the best smoothie on a hot day, and so refreshing, and no additives, just fruit, which is a nice change to what is normally available. Now I have a little bit left over, so I've got some ice blocks out. I'm going to blitz some up with some ice, and I am going to enjoy that. A storm has rolled in this afternoon. It is cooled off and it has been a warm day. So anyway, here is my pizza base. The dough has risen beautifully. I've got my pans, I've oiled them, and I'm just going to get the dough out and press it into the pan. There's plenty of stretch in this, and I like to par bake my pizza dough. So I'll just get it into the pan, let it rise a little bit, and then put some fork holes in it. And I've left a little piece in the bowl because I love to make my dog a little pizza. He is crazy for pizza. He loves pizza, but we have onion on ours and he's not have onion. So it is the same thing. Every time we make pizza, he gets his own little pizza with just tomato sauce and some cheese. And he absolutely loves it. He thinks it's wonderful. I have no passata, so I used some tomato paste and I just added a little bit of water to it just to thin it down a bit. This is what experimenting does, is that if you're missing one thing out of the pantry, like the shopping is due, you don't go, oh, I can't make that because I don't have that one ingredient. When you experiment with things, the basic ingredients in your pantry, the staples that you have in your pantry week after week after week, you can experiment and use different things, and you can go, okay, well, I don't have passata, but I have paste, so let's get a bit of liquid into that. It won't taste exactly the same, but it'll taste very similar, and it's the same for every ingredient in your pantry. That is what I love doing, being able to swap things out. It's like when you cook something and you use different vegetables, you know what vegetables work, you know what you can use and get away with. Okay, so the pizza bases have risen. And I'm going to chop up some toppings. We normally do a capsicum and an onion and olives, and these are our favorites. We do this, and if we have a hot salami or a mild salami, I put that on some, and added some garlic into the paste. And there's the hot salami. I just have that in the freezer. I can peel off some pieces, and I'm going to grate up some cheese. I do this every week. It's a normal thing I do. Grate up some cheese, make almond milk. I normally have some pizza bases or some sort of sourdough mix going, whether it's buns or sweet buns or something, and it's pretty much a staple. Okay, so the cheese is grated. I just mix whatever blocks I like. This is my doggo's little pizza. It's been in and par-baked, got a little bit of sauce on it, putting a little bit of cheese on it. The big pizzas have been in par-baked, and I will get those topped. I just cut up all the toppings. We eat the same, so they're all mixed into a bowl, and it's quick and easy, and it's only one bowl, and I'm not cutting up separate things. I'm all for quick and easy. And here they are out of the oven, looking so good, and we are going to have a piece of this straight away. It's the weekend, and life is slowing down at the moment. Now here are the icicles. Look at these. Bite into these. They stay soft. I think it's the apple in them, and they're just full fruit. Okay, I'm going to get started on dinner. I'm just going to cook some steaks and some pan-fried potatoes. I love doing these. This is one of our family favorites. As long as I have some leftover sausage fat, I make these. I just slice a potato lengthways in half and then slice into thin slices, and then I sprinkle them with salt to get as much water out of the potato as I can. They cook a lot better in the pan when I do this. So I tend to do that first, and then now, like you see, I'm making a quick salad, which is always nice if you've got potato and steak. So it's just some cucumber and tomato and some onion, and I'm going to make a dressing just with olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and some salt and pepper, and give it a toss. It's pretty simple, but so refreshing. Look at the liquid coming out of these potatoes. Okay, we'll get some sausage fat in. I'm just cutting the steaks into smaller pieces and putting some salt and pepper on both sides. And then I'm going to get my pan on and get that hot, ready, and we'll get these steaks cooked. They do not take very long. We don't often have steaks. If they are on special, I get them. So we get those cooked there. I'm very thankful to have this lid on this pan, because otherwise it would be spitting everywhere. Anyway, we've got them turned over. They really don't take very long at all. We've got more liquid coming out of the potatoes. I'm not sure if you just saw it. These steaks will be cooked in no time. Yeah, they're looking delicious. We'll get those off and let them sit to the side and rest while I get the potatoes in the pan. A little bit more oil. We want to coat the potatoes. This is a hot pan. We want to coat the potatoes in and get them all coated with some of the fat, and that's what helps them to stop sticking, that there's not much liquid in them and coated in the fat. I'll get this all cleared down. And I had a pie crust left in my fridge, so I'm going to use up the leftover apple from the icicles, and I'm going to make a little rustic apple tart with a crumble topping. So I'm going to use up this little pie crust. Otherwise, might get pushed to the back of the fridge and get forgot about. So we can have it for dinner tonight. It's really quick and simple. Just while these potatoes are cooking, I'm going to get it made up. I've just added a little bit of sugar to the apple. Meanwhile, make sure I keep an eye on the potatoes. They are browning up on one side, looking good. And I'm going to just warm up the pie crust so that I can roll that out. Got to keep turning those potatoes. Here's the pie pastry. It's quite cold and it sort of just needs working together. Just with the warmth of my hands, we'll get that. It's a bit crumbly, it'll come back together, and I'm just going to roll it out on this paper and put it on a tray. Not going to worry about a pie pan or anything. I'm just going to get it rolled out as far as it'll go with the amount of crust that I have. Keep an eye on the potatoes. They're getting crunchy. So good when bits of them break up. Okay, so we're rolling this out and then I'll just make it work. See, it's come together really nicely. There we go. Just going to roll that in under, put the apple straight in the middle. This is certainly not difficult. It's very rustic, but tastes so delicious. Now we're just going to bend that up around so that when it goes in the oven, it doesn't slide everywhere. I'm going to just tear off that bit of baking paper and get it on a tray. Now I've got a little bit of milk and a brush, and I'm just going to brush that edge of the crust and sprinkle a little bit of sugar around it, just to give it a bit extra crunch. And now we're going to make crumble topping. So I've got rolled oats, some brown sugar, which I normally use coconut sugar, but this time I used brown, some flour, and then I'm going to soften some butter. I'll give those ingredients a mix, pour in the softened butter, and just coat everything till it's all mixed together with the butter. And then I'm just put it on top of the tart. So easy, basic ingredients. Like I said, there's nothing easier than this. Now I'm going to put it in an oven. Look, there are the potatoes. They are so good. And I'm going to dish up. So we got a little side salad, some steak. Not much beats that, but here, dessert, another basic. And this was so good. Look at those extra crunchy pieces and the topping and the pastry. I mean, life is good, slow and cozy. Let's hunker down inside and just eat comfort food. Rain is falling, but it's so good. Get a movie on, put your feet up, eat this wonderful basic food. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching till the end. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.